What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that I've seen talked about quite often on Reddit. I've seen it talked about on Discord, and even from our community live streams and stuff like that, and that is soul symbols. Not soul shards, not soul symbols. They used to be pretty useless back in the day. For most players, they're still kind of useless, but for a certain percentage of players, mainly those probably spending a little bit more in the game, they're really getting chokehold on being able to switch things up. Now, I don't think what they're doing is completely necessary. They're trying to play very, very optimally, which means regressing or swapping heroes constantly to make sure the one hero that is your superpowered hero is the right one for that event and day. But overall, I mean, I think it's a bit of a moot point, but someone had a really good suggestion that I wanted to talk about here today. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. So in case you guys are still wondering what exactly we are talking about, well, if you come on over to the bag here and you notice the soul symbols right here, these have been in since the very early days of the game, used for hero replacement and hero regression 10-star and above heroes, including enabled heroes. Now, one thing to note is you cannot use these on like the non-10-starable heroes. So if you come on over to like these 9 stars here, you'll notice you can't regress or replace or any of that. But if you come over to like any E5 hero, it costs 5 of them to do any of this. So 5 to replace, 5 to regress. Usually you'd replace like a newer hero in the old days, and it only costs 5. So you can see how we've accumulated a ton of them over the course of our lifetime. Now, some people want to really replace their heroes during big events, and what they're really having the issue with is the evolution cube, causing 10 of these to be used at a time. So I wonder if I can actually just I can't chuck anything in here. So essentially what happens is this costs 10 soul symbols at a time. It does get costly, but what this does is it keeps intact your stones that you've rolled, which are these guys right here. They actually called soul stones now too. They're called soul stones. So there's a difference between soul stones and soul symbols. But what it does is it makes you able to regress, like for example, my Vulcan back down to a hero, but retain all of his stones and stuff like that, which is cool. But it lets you regress all your X levels, your awakening, and all your void imprinting to assign to another hero. Now, it's kind of annoying that they still just don't have a button here. Like at least here, they have a reset button here. They really need to add a reset button here somewhere, like even if it just costs 10 soul symbols, like it just needs to be there, because the fact that what most people are doing, and I've highlighted this a couple times showing you guys how to do it, the replace and regress systems are just so tedious to do. If I want to take a hero and I want to like swap this Vulcan into like a different hero for a new game mode, just for example Lord of Fear Aspen, if we didn't have multiple households, that's what we would do. But luckily we don't have to really do that because, well, we have 3 full households up to level 105, which makes things a hell of a lot easier. Heck, we could probably almost max this out too, which is cool. But yeah, most people would take it like if Vulcan was the only one that has max one, you'd then replace your Vulcan into an Aspen. That way Aspen could have the full power of the X levels, void imprinting, tree of origin, all that stuff, and that would be kind of like your problem solver. So what people do that are in like the late game but only have one really super powered account, they'll go to like Void Expedition or Void Campaign, and they'll want to use their Vulcan, and then they'd want to swap over to the Doom Terminator Vulcan. So that's kind of like the issue of where these soul symbols come into play. Now, there's only 2 events that you can actually get these in now. Number 1 is Heroic Summoning Loops, and number 2, they have added it into the Prophet Orb Summoning Loop. So at least they have given us more opportunities to get them, but they've also doubled the amount of resources of soul symbols it actually takes to do that with the Transcendence hero. It's 10 for them versus 5 for any normal hero that is not a Transcendence hero. So it's like, yeah, they gave us double, but that means you have to do both Prophet Orb and Heroic Scroll events to accumulate them. And you only get 5 per loop as well. And normally you only do, what, 4 loops of Heroic Scrolls. So you're only going to get like 20 of them. And what they also did, I believe, they used to be in one of the monthly packages. And they did away with that monthly package. Someone brought up a really good suggestion that I thought should be valid. What they should do as a kind of, I guess, a slight fix to this or something, much like how they've improved the hammers in this game, where you can buy them now weekly and you can get up to 30 of them. I think you should be able to do the same for soul symbols, probably for the same exact price. Let you buy 30 of them, I guess. You maybe buy like 5 at a time, so you can buy it like 6 times, like this right here. Limit 6 times, make a limit 6 times, give you 5 soul symbols, and make them cost 25 starry gems. I think that would be a fair value proposition overall, and it would solve a lot of the problems that players are kind of dealing with nowadays. Now, does this affect you as an average player? Chances are you've probably never really had that issue. Even on our free-to-play account, like if I jump on over to our free-to-play and we take a look there, we've never had an issue per se, but I will say that we are very, very low on soul symbols, and we've mainly only used our soul symbols on this account to swap like our regular E5 heroes, not really our Transcendence heroes. We did do it once to get Jara from Phantom Defire Elena, and we might do this again. We might actually swap away from Jara to even like a Queen or something like that down the road. I really don't know what we're gonna do on this account, but if we do that, or sorry, not a Queen, a Hyperspace Hunter Ilamak, we're just trying to take the time and actually get the copies saved up, because yeah, he's not in chest yet, any of that nonsense. Ooh, don't forget to pull these out of your bag constantly, guys. Don't forget, because you might actually have some treasure train stuff to upgrade, like this right here. Man, getting distracted is always fun. There we go. But it's more power to your account. But yeah, we're down to about 10 of them. That means we can only transfer our hero, our Transcendence hero, over one more time. And we can't do it again until we get more Heroic Scrolls or Prophet Orbs. So at the very least, if we could use some of these Starry Gems to get some soul symbols, if we're in like a really big bind, I think that would be absolutely amazing for the game and a huge quality of life upgrade. The only other thing I would say that could be a good quality of life upgrade, maybe somehow add like, I don't think it fits Imp's Adventure. Maybe like Fantasy Factory, add it to the Fantasy Factory store. Heck, add it to this store, the campaign event. Like, I know most people go for this Eminent Hero chest, but again, heck, it still doesn't even have the newest heroes in it. Usually you want to go for Star Spawn cores, but if it's a week you're not using your Universal Crystal Shards to kind of like bump you up, then you might be better off doing something like purchasing soul symbols. So there's a few different ways that they could go about solving this. I honestly think campaign event would be the best way to do it, but if they did add it for contract Starry Gems, Prism Starry Gems, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.